Marhaban, good morning and welcome once again to the Principal's Office at GEMS Wellington Academy, Al Kale. So this week I'm back on my own again, no guests this week, just for 1 week only. And I'm here just to fill you in on what's been happening this week and to look forward a little bit. So we're just getting to the end of Horizons Week, which I talked about with Mr. Bell last week. So in case you missed that, Horizons Week is something we've organised for the whole of our secondary students this week. And we have students off timetable, they're not doing their normal lessons at all. Years 7 to 10 are doing a whole range of activities, some of them off-site. So we've got a group in Kenya, a group in Nepal, a group in Iraq, and we've got other groups in school doing a whole range of things. Year 11, big year for them, so they've been studying this week, a slightly different programme to what they normally do. And one of the big events of Horizons Week this week was the play Matilda, which was started on Sunday morning, rehearsed for the first time on Sunday morning, performed last night. Thank you so much if you came to that. We had a good audience there. And I have to say, I was completely blown away by that performance. I thought it might be a little bit clunky, maybe a few people forgetting their lines because they had such a short time to rehearse it, but it was absolutely amazing, very funny. Everyone remembered their lines. And I just want to kind of reiterate the fact that this was done by the students, for the students, so they did everything. They produced it, they ran it, they did the backstage, they did the props, they did the scenery, they did the makeup, the lights, the sound, they did everything. Now, of course, they were supported by various members of staff, Mr. Morris, by Mrs. Fivey, by Mr. Webber, who's sitting behind this camera for me. So they did have some help, but really they ran the whole thing. So it was absolutely brilliant, great evening, and again, thank you for supporting that. And I would just like to reiterate my thanks to Mr. Bell. So it's very easy to have an idea, especially a really big idea, but to take that idea all the way through to the finished project takes quite a lot of hard work, organisation. So for all his work that he's done over the last 8 or 9 months for this, I'm nominating Mr. Bell for my Staff Star of the Week this week. So congratulations to him. Now, I'm sure we'll do this again next year, so I hope so, and I hope we'll expand it next year. We hope we'll have more off-site visits, possibly some sports tours, which will be absolutely great. So that's Horizons Week. We had a meeting this week, our first full meeting of the Parent Council, which was a very positive meeting. Great to have some new members there. So some of the parents on that council were here last year. Some are new this year. Thank you if you voted. We had a lot of people voting for the people they want on the Parent Council. So we've got a full Parent Council representing the whole school. Just to sort of be clear about what the Parent Council does and doesn't do and what it's for and what it's not for. So the Parent Council really helps us to run the school, to develop the school, to give us feedback on what we're doing well and what we need to do better. Each member of the Parent Council is linked to a certain area of the school. So for example, we have parents linked to the Inclusion Department, to Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2, ECAs and so on, which means they're working closely with the teachers in those departments. So they really are well informed about what's happening. So that's one of the ways it functions. We meet at least 4 times a year. I think we're probably going to meet more often than that. And the idea is a very positive and constructive conversation. What it's not for, I mean, they do want your feedback, but what it's not for is for individual complaints. So if you've got an individual complaint, please follow the complaints procedure, take it up with the member of staff involved. Don't go to a member of the Parent Council to take that complaint up for you. That's not really what it's for. But they will give us general feedback if there are general comments which maybe have come from different areas. So looking forward to that. And Amira, who is the chairman of that committee, I've invited to join our local advisory board, which is another body we have which meets once a term to help us plan the strategy for the school, to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, following our plans and so on. So we really will have some very strong parental input into school development. Okay, now we've got an initiative starting. When is it starting? It's starting on this Friday the 20th. And this is the Dubai 3030 initiative, which is being run by the government. So they want everyone in Dubai to get active, to get fit. And we signed up to that like all the other GEM schools. So we're going to be running a whole load of activities in school at the start of the school day to encourage everyone to do 30 minutes of activity. So I've got a few examples here. So we've got rock climbing, we've got running. Lucy Hewley, one of our parents, is running Pilates. We've got swimming, something called Insanity Fitness from Mr. Lomas. I'm not sure I like the sound of that, but I'm sure it's going to be really good for whoever does it. Circuit training and so on. So lots of activity going on in school. That's going to be at 7 o'clock every morning. So if you can get out of bed a little bit earlier, get yourself here with your kids. It's not just for the students, it's for parents as well. So if you want to turn up in your running gear or your workout gear and do half an hour in the morning, that would be great. You'll have to work out what you're going to do yourself during the holiday, which is coming up next week. So if you want to go on to www.dubaifitnesschallenge.com, that'll give you a whole load of information about what's happening, and there are events all over Dubai as well, starting this weekend. So we're going to get fit. 30 days, we're all going to be fit. I'm not sure I'm going to be joining in all of it, but I will try and do some of it. 7 o'clock in the morning isn't the time when I normally do a lot of exercise, I have to admit. Something else coming up next week, which is really, really important for us, really, really important for the development of the school, which I talked about a couple of weeks ago. So it's our sixth form evening. So we're formally introducing our sixth form, our year 12 for next year. So this is the first year 12 group that we will have. So on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, we're having a presentation to talk about what we're going to be doing next year, to talk about our offer. You'll be able to find more about the individual courses that we're offering. So we're going to be offering A-level. So we're not going to be an IB school. We're going to be an A-level school, a bit like Jumeirah College. We're also going to be offering BTECs, which are more vocational qualifications. So the idea is we're going to have something for everybody. We're going to be running a football academy and a swim academy. So that we're going to extend that as well. So we'd like to invite anybody, really anyone can come. It's really meant for year 11 students and parents in particular. But if you've got a child in year 9, year 10, and you'd like to see where the school's going, do come along. If you've got friends who've got children currently in year 11 who may be interested in what we've got to offer, do come along and find out about that. So that's next Tuesday, which is the 24th, I think, at 6 o'clock in school in our sixth form centre. Okay, finally, just as I finish, I just want to remind you that next Thursday is the start of the holiday for our students. So there is no school for students next Thursday. The staff will be in. We're doing all sorts of staff training. And it might be worth just making the point that staff training is a regular feature of what we do here. There is some kind of staff training every single week. So we're doing a whole mixture of training next Thursday. I'm doing some work with the Arabic and Islamic department, for example. So we will be here, but it's not a day for students. So please make sure that you factor that into your planning for next week. Okay, I think that's it from me this week. So thanks again for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.